So, you ever think you'd find deep philosophical questions about time, fate, and regret inside a massive high-energy dance track? Well, turns out you totally can. Okay, let's dive into the crazy temporal paradox that's hiding in plain sight within the lyrics of an EDM song called In Reverse.
Right off the bat, the song just throws you right into the action. You can feel that beat building, the energy just surging. It feels like a high-speed chase, right? There's this incredible sense of urgency, like you're racing towards something important. But here's the kicker. What if you're not actually moving forward at all?
And that brings us to the core concept we're talking about today, the temporal loop. Think of it like a movie scene that's just stuck on repeat. You're trapped in this cycle, and every single time you try to break free, you just end up right back at the beginning. This idea, it's the engine that makes this entire song run.
So, how does the song build this feeling? Because this isn't some simple, straightforward chase, oh no. This is a pursuit that feels confusing, disorienting, and honestly, like it's never ever going to end.
Now this line is so telling. The word choice here is everything. Our narrator isn't running in a straight line. They're dizzy in this spiral. And a spiral, well, it just goes around and around, doesn't it? It's designed to make you confused, to feel trapped. You're moving incredibly fast, but you're not actually getting anywhere new.
And this is the crucial takeaway right here. All that explosive energy, all that adrenaline, it's not the thrill of the chase, it's the sheer panic of being stuck. That momentum isn't progress. It's just the force that keeps the hamster wheel spinning faster and faster, trapping them inside the motion.
All right, so we've got the feeling of being trapped down. But now things are about to get really weird. We're moving into the bizarre physics of this world, a place where time itself is completely and utterly broken.
And boom, there it is. The song just comes right out and says it. This isn't some fancy metaphor for feeling like you're in a rut. No, the narrator is literally claiming that their actions are warping the fabric of reality. The normal rules of cause and effect, a linear timeline, yeah, throw all that out the window. It doesn't apply here.
This really lays out the difference perfectly. On the left, that's us. That's how we experience time. The past leads to the present, which leads to the future. A, then B, then C. Simple. But in the song's world, it's completely backward. The future, what's going to happen, is somehow reaching back and influencing the past, which in turn creates a present that they can never, ever change.
This lyric just captures that paradox so well. The future isn't something they're running towards. It's like a giant anchor, yanking them backward. They know what's coming, but that knowledge is the very thing that paralyzes them, forcing them to repeat the past all over again.
So what is the emotional fuel for this insane time loop? Well, the chorus makes it all crystal clear. This entire temporal prison is built on a foundation of pure regret.
And there you have it. That is the mission statement. This isn't just some random glitch in the matrix. It's a deliberate, desperate attempt to literally go backward in time, to chase something or someone that they've lost. They are actively trying to rewind the clock.
We can actually break this down into a really simple but vicious four-step cycle. First, something happens in the past that causes pain. Second, that pain morphs into this all-consuming regret. Third, that regret fuels this desperate attempt to change it. And fourth, that attempt just resets the whole thing and they're back to repeating the chase. It's a perfect, inescapable cycle powered by loss.
And it is so important to get this distinction. This isn't just about someone who's dwelling on a memory. The lyrics make it sound like they are physically, literally reliving these moments. They're caught in the crossfire of yesterday, forced to experience their past again and again, all because they want to change it so badly.
So, this all leads us to the song's bridge. And this is where the subtext just becomes text. It turns into an open philosophical debate. Is our narrator making their own choices, or are they just a puppet of destiny?
The song just puts the question right out there. I mean, think about it. If you already know how it's all going to end, if the future is this known thing that's pulling you back, does any choice you make actually matter? Are you free at all? What's so fascinating is how the lyrics literally argue with themselves. On one side, you've got these lines about choice, this defiance, trying to rewrite the tracks. But on the other side, you've got this complete feeling of helplessness, being a slave to a future that's already been told. It's like the narrator is fighting for free will in a world that feels completely rigged against them.
And then this final line from the bridge just ties it all together beautifully. Maybe it's not choice versus fate. Maybe they're partners in what the song calls a twisted dance. You're free to choose, sure.
but every choice you make is just another step that keeps the dance with fate going.
So, after we've gone through the dizzying chase, the bent time, and the dance with fate, we're left with one final killer question that sits at the very heart of this song.
I mean, really think about that. In a circle, in a loop, the end is the beginning. The finish line is the starting block. This question just sums up the entire paradox. Is every repetition a new attempt, a fresh start, or is it just another confirmation of the end, just more proof that nothing is ever going to change?
And that right there is the ultimate trap of the whole song. To achieve their goal, to change the past, they have to move in reverse. But the very act of moving in reverse is the one thing that keeps them locked in the loop, preventing them from ever actually moving forward. It's a perfect, self-sustaining prison made of logic.
In the end, the song doesn't give you an easy answer. There's no escape hatch. The cycle just continues. But it leaves us with one last thought to chew on. We've been calling this whole thing a prison, but the song itself calls it a dance. So maybe the point isn't to escape the loop. Maybe it's to learn the steps to the music.